Well, hello everyone. It's that time. I just want to say, I know this is like a little bit late to be going back over it, but thank you so much for 1,000 subs, so we're having a good time today. It's Hero Rises, it's Q&A, it's everything, it's my face. We're doing it. So I got some questions that were left on one of my videos. Sorry if you missed it, I got a lot more than I expected on that one, so I didn't bring it back up, but we'll do more of these, don't worry. This is part 2 of the 3-part 1K celebration. Part 3 will be the Mythic banner next week, but that's not going to be a Q&A. I got something special planned. And for this, I really want Odd Tempest. I want a lot of Odd Tempest, but I like everyone. I can do things with everyone. So we're going to pull both colors. Not full circles, I don't think. These are just too valuable of colors. And that's pretty much the game. So let's get right into it with a free summon. And ooh, good circle. Good circle to start with. So the first question came from Stargazer, who asked, if I could take 3 things with me to a deserted island, what would they be, and also why? And I have a hard time with this kind of question, because, like, logistically, I think a lot of the things I want to have probably wouldn't really work on a deserted island. The one thing I'm absolutely sure of is I'd bring a yo-yo or my collection of yo-yos, because that's, like, my other hobby. That's something I can do without electricity that would keep me busy. Like, I can get a pretty infinite amount of enjoyment and engagement out of that toy, so that's number 1 for sure. I guess if I was going to be stranded on a desert island, I'd probably want to bring, assuming there's not electricity, I think I'd want to bring some sort of music equipment, maybe like a guitar or drums, because when I was younger I was very into music, rock music, and played a lot, and I've sort of lost that, so if I was going to be in that place, I think that'd be a fun way to get back into it. And I guess the third thing is just like dropping the whole pretense of not having electricity and resources. I think if I just had like a way to consume media, like if I could just watch every video on YouTube on a hard drive or something, that'd probably do me pretty well. So I guess that's my answer. I'm sorry if it's not very good. Next question comes from Leonster L, who asked, what is the next video game which I want to play? And that video, it's a lot of colorless. Cool. So I've been trying to finish Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance 2.8 for a really long time, but my PS4 controller is sort of acting up, so I haven't been able to. So I guess like finishing that and then playing Kingdom Hearts 3 are the next games on my list for sure. And other than that, I don't know, I might want to play some of the Fire Emblems I haven't played yet. So those are the games I'm interested in. I Accelerate on the same general thread, and I also just want to say, these are the order, the comments were sorted on under the video. I'm pretty sure I got everyone. I'm sorry if the order is weird or if someone somehow got missed. Not my intention. Just blanket apology / explanation there. But Accelerate asked, which Fire Emblem games have I played to completion? And I have played, I think, all of the ones released in the US, although I haven't played every Root of Fates or Three Houses. And I've also played Binding Blade and Genealogy of the Holy War to completion. Oh, cool. I only have one of her. That's nice. Ooh, I'm realizing I totally forgot to clear out my barracks. Yep, okay, we're gonna do that really quick. Solved that issue, back to it. So I've played those Fire Emblem games, and I've started New Mystery and Thracia, but never gotten very far, so once I find the time, those are definitely next on the list. And I just don't really feel a tremendous need to go back and play the ones that have been remade, but I would like to play at least the original Mystery of the Emblem too, so I'm kind of figuring out which order to do those in, but someday, probably. Now, Black Hat asks, what hypothetical unit do you think would be fun to play? And it's like a theorycraft type question, and I'm gonna just be super honest, theory crafting is not my greatest skill, so I don't have a super good answer for this, but I will say that one thing I've always thought would be kind of cool, and I have not thought about this very analytically or deeply, but I've always thought it'd be kind of cool if there was an assist skill that like charged another unit special by 1. I think it would probably have to be a preferred skill or have some sort of limitations on it, like maybe it only works in the player's hands, not the AI's hands or something, because I do feel like it'd set up weird interactions, but I just always felt like that'd be neat. I don't know. And in a similar question, Aurora asked another Theorycraft question about if I could design myself as a unit, what I'd be like. And again, I don't really know. I feel like I'd probably end up being a lot like Lewin. I think, despite being my favorite character personality-wise, he also ends up being very in line with like the kind of unit I like to play with in this game. So that's just all the healers today, I guess. Just all the healers. So that's pretty cool. That'd be... I like brave weapons and instant desperation type effects. I like high speed units. That sort of thing, I guess. I really like playing with flyers, but I'm like paralyzingly afraid of heights in real life, so I don't think I could swing that. And I guess, I think lightning is cool, so probably like a blue mage? Great, distant guard. I always need distant guard. So, I don't know, I'm sorry, theorycrafting is so not something I'm good at, I'm sorry. I hope that is satisfactory. So, next up, Noe asked, what's your favorite Pity Breaker unit, and on the flip side, your least favorite Pity Breaker unit to get? And I'm really glad that question was not cursed, because I felt like something bad was about to come as I was reading the words, least favorite Pity Breaker. Not the case. So my least favorite Pity Breaker unit is almost certainly, Hubert. No, nothing against, oh wow, lots of colorless. Nothing against the guy himself, but I've gotten like 3 of him, and I just have nothing to do with any of them. And he's like so far out for a refine that I just don't want to see anymore. I don't want to end up with an accidental plus 10 Hubert when there are so many good units in the red pool. Like, so many. And my favorite to get is honestly probably like anyone I can fodder for null follow-up at this point. I never really have any available, and I always want some. Like, if I could get pity broken by a fallen male Corrin, that would be so prime. I need that very badly. And yeah, I also, I did get pity broken by Midori once, and that was really hype, but I haven't found a use for her yet. So I don't, I feel that it would be somewhat misleading to say that she is my choice, because I haven't used her for anything. Okay. Scrolling down the list. Mangubster asks, what is your go-to fast food restaurant? And this is also a bit of a tough question. So I was like raised very much not on fast food, which means now as an adult, I really like fast food and have to like control myself to not get it often. So I live really close to a Burger King, and just because of that, it sort of ends up being my default option. But if I could choose whatever to have close to me, I would choose Popeyes. I think Popeyes is something I've only... Cool! We finally got a 5-star! Not finally, this was not that long at all, but that is a good place to be. Thank you for the lucky question, Mancubster. But yeah, I've only recently discovered Popeyes, and I like it very much. They make the food so very good. So, we got Legendary Corrin. I don't know, we're gonna have to check the IV on that, because I don't really have a good Wind Legendary, and I would like a good Wind Legendary. So, alright, I don't know if we're gonna snap off in this circle. 3.75, I think we'll finish this one just to save orbs. I think that's smart. I think we'll finish this whole circle just to save orbs. I think that's smart. Okay, so yeah, Popeyes is really good. Send me your Popeyes gift cards. Just kidding. Next question. So, these were similar questions from Vernon Gibbs and Con, who both asked, or is it Con? Sorry. Who both asked, basically, what unit do I not want to see on a defense team in Ether Raids, what unit scares me in Ether Raids, and on a defense map, I know this is, like, I know I literally, like, dealt with this yesterday, so it's a weird answer, but, Brave Hector is just very difficult to deal with. There are so many ways that he becomes so difficult to deal with, and the only, like, true counter I run to him is Lewin and Astra Season, and that team is for very specific situations, so Hector can create scenarios that I just don't have a good answer to, and that is very scary. Much like my barracks overflowing. I didn't even check the IV on that Corrin, so let's see what she's doing. Alright, minus attack. Well, BRB. So, and then, the units that I'm scared of to see offensively attacking my defense team are, I mean, I feel like at this point I kind of have to say anyone with a save skill. And also, after that one time, to Apollo. Horrifying. Very scary unit. Okay, cool. It's the all-wind legendary Corrin special. Is she gonna be fodder? Is she gonna be used? Who knows? All minus attack, I guess. But that is good. I mean, that's 2 5-stars already on the way, so getting my Orbs worth here. There's no way. There's no way this is about to snap off this hard. No, but that's good! I like her! We need more of her. The next question, from FJ Vecca. What is your favorite OST from any game you've played? Honestly, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. That soundtrack slaps so hard. I could not stop listening to it for like 6 months, and whenever it comes up still, it just bangs. I love it. I cannot get enough. But, oh cool, a 4-star special. That's great. I have a +2-ish plus speed loot, so I like to see her. That's nice. That's good. We like it. I like loot. So definitely Final Fantasy VII Remake right now. In the past, before playing that, it was Sonic Adventure 2 for a very long time. That soundtrack is incredible. There's so many different styles on it, and so much personality. Just a really fun collection of songs. And also, I do... Whoa! Okay, now we're kind of snapping off. That's +6 on Ophelia. Wow. Oh my god! 7 Ophelias and I finally got the good one! This is a blessed day. This is a blessed day. FJ Vecca, thank you for the question. Talking about video game music brings me to where I need to be. That is unreal! And I also really like the soundtrack to Three Houses. I think that's a very, very good soundtrack. Oh, yes! I'm so happy! Okay, on to the next question. Jonathan Huijan? I'm so sorry for butchering your name. Asks, are you nails emoji? Of course you don't have to answer the question. So... Officially, I don't identify as anything. But I want to be very clear, it is not that I identify as nothing, specifically, it's just that I don't identify as anything. I've definitely spent a lot of time on questions and issues of identity, and what I just realized is that I'm this. Like, I'm exactly what you're seeing, what you hear, what you... like... I think the most complete picture of me is just what you're getting from, you know, listening to my voice, watching me play games, whatever. And I just don't really feel like... I feel like whenever I've tried really hard on, like, identity questions, it's only made me less happy and unsatisfied with life. And once I realized that I didn't like those questions and stopped asking them, I really feel like everything improved for me. So, I don't know, this is like a messy answer to the question, and I feel like it's a little bit of a difficult subject to talk about, because I know that issues of identity are so important and critical to so many people, and I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to say it's unimportant or anything, but just that for me personally, in my journey, this was the correct answer. This was the way I found to navigate those questions. So, I want to be really respectful of all persons and identities and everything, but for me personally, it's just not something helpful. And I also just don't really want, like, sexuality and etc. to be, like, entwined with my brand, I guess. I don't know. I might cut out part of this. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So on to the next question. Sorry that was a weird one. Sunny Seeds asks, thoughts on Thracia 776? I've played about 3 chapters of it. I really, really like Leaf as a character, and everything all the ways I've heard people describe it and the things people have said about it are just like, sound like a really, really cool and well-made game. But when I play it, it just makes me feel so stressed out. The like fatigue system and like the lack of resources and like the capture mechanic all just stress me right on out. And that is why I've never gotten very far in it. I will play it someday, I will finish it someday, and I'm sure I'll appreciate it, but for now, it is just not something I've made happen. And I don't really have any meaningful thoughts on it as a result. So, in a similar-ish question, I want money asked for a possible Fire Emblem 4 remake. Is there a mechanic or something that you would change? And the answer to this is actually, the weapon weights in that game are really messed up. That is like the number one thing I would change. Because from what I've read, the idea... So like every sword, every lance, and every axe, like every weapon in a given class have essentially the same weights throughout. And in that game, weapon weight is like a strict deduction from your speed stat. So like every axe is like minus 18 speed or something. It's just like not a usable weapon type. And the idea of that was that it's sort of a from what I've read, the idea behind that was that it's sort of a like balancing mechanic. One sec. Had to finagle the camera and fix up my barracks a little bit. We're back. Also, that loot was plus res, so now I have plus speed and plus res, and I don't know what to do. Comment down below, which loot do I keep? Gonna keep the plus attack Ophelia though, for sure, no question there. So what was I saying? Yeah, so my understanding is that the weapon weights in Genealogy are sort of supposed to be like a game balancing mechanic, like you mostly fight axe enemies at the beginning, and then they introduce more weapon types later on, so the enemies kind of get faster. It's like a... I understand the idea, but it's just not amazingly done in my mind, I guess. Like, it is not the best way to do that, so I would love to see, like, that whole system reworked just a little bit, because the game still works with it, but it's just... It's really weird to be like, fire magic and axes are just bad. Like, they're just not good. Even though they're... Yeah, whatever, that's... I've said enough on that, we don't have to go any further there. Alright, so next up, a couple questions. We had Linkachu HQ asking, how did you get into Fire Emblem? And Tronic asking, what 5-star exclusive unit I would plus 10 if I could plus 10 anyone? I think I sort of covered both of these in the last Q&A video, so I'm going to rush through them right now, because I'll put a link to that somewhere in this video, but I don't want to, you know, double dip the time, because getting close to the end of the session and I still have a few questions to go. So I got into Fire Emblem through Melee. I was interested in Fire Emblem, and I got the game, the first one in the US, the day it came out, because I was interested. Whoa, 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 that's ground orders, that's amazing. That's actually amazing. Wait, that's actually amazing, though. This is a really good session, even though I'm not getting the Saros and Dimitris I need. I'm happy. I'm very happy. And then, 5-star exclusive unit, it's Dancer Sigurd. I just love Dancer Sigurd. They're just too good together. I just love them. So, next question from Lorena Soto. Have you played Super Mario or Zelda? I've played Super Mario and Zelda. I've played a decent number of Zelda games. I haven't actually played that much Mario in my time, weirdly enough. I've been a Nintendo fan all my life, but I'm just not the biggest on Mario. I really like the 2D Zelda games quite a bit. I think they are all very good. I've enjoyed all the ones I've played. A Link to the Past is probably my favorite, and the Oracle games. And for Mario, I really liked Mario 3D World, the one on the Wii U that I think just got re-released. I really enjoyed that game, and I love Mario 64. I just don't have as much of a connection to the series, unfortunately. I really should. I kind of feel like I'm missing out, but such is the way. Next question comes from Belesme? I feel like we talked about this on stream once, and I've not committed to memory properly, so I'm sorry there. But if I had to be in any Fire Emblem universe, which game would I like to be in, and who'd be my best friend who recruits me? I thought about this one a lot, and I don't really think any Fire Emblem universe is, like, that desirable to be in. I, like, kept on trying to think of ways to put this one together, and all I could come up with was that I like the cast of Genealogy the most, so I guess it'd be fun to hang out with them. Uh-oh. There's only one stone left. And in that game, like, I feel like Loon is the obvious answer, probably. Sigurd, too. If it was Gen 2, like, maybe Larcey? I guess? Perhaps? Or Leaf? Those would all be good answers. Yeah. I don't know, it's a tough question. It's like, these like war-torn lands where the underclass is kind of thrown around for the will of the rulers is not amazing. So we got, looks like 4-ish questions left. Something like that. And so I don't actually know who to spark at this point, because I really want a merge on Saros, because she has eternally missed kills by being minus attack. But I also really wanted Odd Tempest. And now I only have the one Dimitri that I started with, who is minus speed. I don't know, I have 3 targets for Odd Tempest, but I cannot afford to spend more orbs right now because the Mythic Banner's coming up, so I don't know who to spark. So I'm not actually going to do that right now. I'm sorry to say. So we will auto-battle a couple of Tempest Trials while we get through the last questions. That's the way. Please help me decide who to spark down below. I'll probably do it in an AR video later this week. But I just don't know, like, Saros has a very obvious application for me. And Dimitri also does. Like, I really want to give Odd Tempest to Mira. I think she'd do well with it. And I feel weird giving up my only copy. Especially when I have 2 other units I also want to put it on. So we will see about that. Maybe I should just take a Dimitri. Maybe that's the move. I don't know. Anyway, on to the next question. Matthew Hundley asks, if you feel comfortable sharing, what do you do for work? No, I have not really given any specifics on it. I don't really want to say too much. I will say that my work is not terribly interesting. I work in publishing, and I work at a very small company, so I don't really have a traditional simple job title. I kind of just do whatever's needed. That's really all there is. There's not much more to say, so I will leave it at that. The next question is from... Okay, these are 2 that I grouped together. I Love Mini Cacti a lot asked, what is your favorite childhood show and your favorite show today? And Gian Carps asked, what are your top 3 favorite anime and why? So, favorite show when I was a kid was probably like Pokemon or Digimon or Shaman King. I love Shaman King, and I'm really glad Shaman King is coming back. I'm super excited for that. I'm actually counting down days to the premiere, which is supposedly in like a week-ish. So, hype. And my favorite show today is actually my favorite anime. For many years, like probably 10 years, it was the Venture Brothers. I love the Venture Brothers to death. It gave me my sense of humor, it made me very much who I am today, I would say. I actually feel that strongly about that show. But, so my top 3 anime. I will save the number 1 reveal for the end of this question. So, I feel like Attack on Titan and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood both easily would make the list. But I feel like they're also, like, just so, like, well-known and highly rated that it's, like, they're just, like, objectively good, well-told stories. It doesn't, like, it feels like they're just good things, right? It's not, like, specially my favorite or whatever. So I'm actually going to go with my top 3 being, like, either of those could easily be third, maybe. But I will say third is Steins Gate, just because I find that to be a bit more of a, you know, flavor pick. And, it's so hard to explain why I like it so much without giving up. Like, I feel like going into that knowing nothing and then watching the whole thing is such an experience. Like, it starts so slow and then goes so many places, but it's just like, the character relationships in that show feel so earned, and the stakes feel so high, and it just is really an incredible ride. And time travel stories are just fun. Like, who doesn't like a good time travel story? So that's Steins Gate. Number 2 was my favorite anime for a number of years. It is One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. It just activates all the neural circuitry that I forged watching silly Saturday morning shonen anime as a child. But the story is, it's so funny, and the stories are told so smartly. Like, it keeps all the trappings of that shonen stuff, but in a way that it's still, like, the stories there are not about, like, we have to get stronger to win, right? The stories there are like, I'm the strongest guy in the world, now what? And I think it's so interesting to like completely turn that genre on its head and still be able to tell such like engaging stories in a cool world. So that's why I love One Punch Man. And then number one, I watched this very recently for the first time, but there's no doubt in my mind that it's the best show I've ever seen in my life. And I want to be very clear, that's not an objective stance, it's something I like that I would not recommend to everyone. And I recognize that it's problematic. I know, and I want to say that my last qualifier here is I like it in spite of, not because of the fan service, okay? That is important. So my favorite anime is Kill la Kill. I love Kill la Kill. Like, Venture Brothers was my favorite show for a decade, and Kill la Kill just like, I was not even halfway through when I realized, okay, this is my new favorite show. This is absolutely a thing for me. It's just, so I love Premiere, and it's the same director as Premiere, same creator, I guess. I don't know the exact teams and everything, but it's got very much that energy, but is like 10 times longer and somehow also twice as fast paced. It's the only show I've ever seen where every single episode is better than the one before it, except for the second episode, because the first episode bangs so hard. Just like, it's just so thrilling, and I just really, really liked, like, the energy of it. I could not get enough, I could not stop watching. I, like, paced myself to watch one episode a day to make it last as long as I could, because I felt like I wasn't going to be the same person when it was over. I just love it. I love it so much. So that's my embarrassing list of top 3 animes. Alright, 2 more questions, so let's do these merges, I guess. Actually, let's take a look at the haul, right? Let's take a look at the haul while we do this. So I only got 2 focus units, but I'm pretty happy with both of these pity breakers, if I'm being honest with you. So, what are the last 2 questions we have here? More of a joke than a question. What do you need near 1,000,000 feathers for? I don't know either! I think I need to just start spending them on stuff. Like, that distant guard's gotta get promoted and go to somewhere. I gotta start giving ether to some people. Maybe I should... The thing is that I don't like doing a merge project halfway. So I have 200,000 feathers reserved to plus 10 Altena, but I only have enough copies to go to plus 6 right now. So it doesn't feel worth doing that, but I also need to have them. But I guess I just need to spend them at this point, so I might just plus 10 Patrine for fun. Could happen. Could happen. And also, I'm very glad that I'm known for using silly budget skills. That is definitely my brand. And finally, the last question! I saved the best for last, question mark. You're all the best, but... From my good friend Promise, what is your favorite food and why? So, for a long time I said that my favorite food is anything that comes with french fries, and then I realized that my favorite food is french fries. Pretty much, there's not much you can do with the potato that doesn't work for me. But, also, I really, really, really like Indian food. I think Indian food is so good. I could eat an infinite amount of chicken vindaloo no matter how much my body would punish me for it later. It is difficult to stop me. So, hey, that, I think, wraps it up. Those are all the questions I had. I'm so sorry if I missed anyone. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'll probably put up some ether raids later this evening, but for now, I gotta throw this together and get to work. So, just again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for 1,000. It's so much fun being a YouTube guy. So thanks for making it possible, everybody. I love you all. Be back for ether raids later. Till then.